She begged for her life, and he said nothing. February 2022. A mother of 4 picked up a routine Uber fare. Minutes later, she was staring down the barrel of a gun. Her dashcam captured her final words. "I have 4 kids. Please don't hurt me." This is the story of Christina Spicuzza and the ride that should have never happened. It was a quiet February evening in 2022 when Christina Spicuzza, a 38-year-old mother of 4 and Uber driver, picked up what seemed like an ordinary ride in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. She had driven countless passengers over the years, balancing her work with raising her children and managing daily life. But this night would be different. This night would end in tragedy, and the story, captured on a dashcam and buried beneath court documents and headlines, would haunt everyone who heard it. Christina's passenger that evening was Calvin Crew, a 22-year-old man who requested a ride using his girlfriend's Uber account. That detail, seemingly minor at first, would later reveal calculated deception. Crew had a plan. He carried a stolen gun and a clear intent. From the moment he stepped into the car, he wasn't just looking for a ride. He was hunting for opportunity. The ride began like any other. Christina greeted him warmly, likely unaware of the danger seated just a few feet behind her. Dashcam footage would later show her driving calmly, engaged in small talk, until the moment Calvin Crew pulled out a firearm and pressed it to her neck. "I have 4 kids," Christina pleaded. Her voice trembled, not just with fear, but with the desperate clarity of a mother trying to survive. "Please don't hurt me." But her pleas didn't matter. Crew remained silent, cold, calculating. He ordered her to keep driving. For minutes, they cruised through suburban roads while Christina begged for her life. The dashcam recorded everything, her voice cracking, her breaths quickening, her heart breaking in real time. And then the video stopped. 2 days later, Christina's body was found in a wooded area near Monroeville. A single gunshot wound to the head. Her dashcam, discarded but recoverable, held the final moments of her life. Her phone had been thrown aside, her purse rifled through. She was left alone in the cold. The community was shattered. Christina wasn't just a name in the headlines. She was a mother, a daughter, a wife. Friends described her as radiant, loving, always putting others before herself. Her family, overwhelmed with grief, held vigils and demanded answers. And soon, answers began to emerge. Police traced the Uber account to Crew's girlfriend. Surveillance footage showed Crew using the same clothes he wore during the ride. Cell tower data placed him at the scene. And most damning of all, a confession. Not his girlfriend's. She admitted to lending him her phone and knowing he left the house with a gun that night. Crew was arrested and charged with criminal homicide, robbery, kidnapping, and tampering with evidence. But even as the legal process began, the question echoed, why? Why would a young man with no previous murder convictions commit such a brutal act? What drove him to steal a life for a few dollars and a stolen sense of control? Prosecutors painted the picture of a man desperate for money and willing to do anything to get it. But his lack of remorse, the coldness captured on that dashcam, was what chilled jurors the most. The footage wasn't just evidence. It was Christina's final voice, her last moments, and it spoke louder than any testimony. In February 2025, exactly 3 years after the murder, Calvin Crew was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. He didn't attend his sentencing. Christina's family, however, did. They stood in court, tears flowing, holding photos of a woman who should still be alive. Her husband spoke of sleepless nights. Her children, too young to understand the depth of their loss, left drawings on her grave. She had 4 kids, her sister repeated, and now they have none. Her story spread nationwide. News outlets ran headlines. True crime podcasts dissected the case. But beyond the media frenzy, one thing remained: the raw, aching loss of a mother whose life was stolen. Christina's case also sparked broader conversations about rideshare safety. Why didn't Uber detect the use of another person's account? Could additional verification have saved her life? Lawmakers debated new policies. Riders questioned their security. And for many drivers, the job no longer felt safe. But amidst the fear and anger, Christina's family chose to remember her not as a victim, but as a fighter, a mother who pleaded until the very last breath for the chance to return home. Today, her name lives on in charity drives, self-defense programs for rideshare drivers, and a scholarship fund for women re-entering the workforce. Every time someone hears her story, they remember not just a crime, but a woman, a voice, a mother. And every time someone says she had 4 kids, they echo the plea that should have been enough. If this story touched you, subscribe to Roadside Tales, where every journey holds a story, and some roads are never meant to be forgotten.